This is Tommy Clufetos. We're here in Waco, Texas, April 2007, recording Ted Nugent's ultimate record. How does it feel to play with Ted Nugent? I met Ted 6 years ago when I was 20, and growing up in Detroit, there was nobody more revered than Ted Nugent. I remember going into the local record store called Harmony House Records, it's a landmark, no longer there in Detroit, and I would see Scream Dream, and I would see Double Live Gonzo on the stands, and I would go, who the hell is this guy? Because the images were just so rock and roll, and as a young kid you go, what the hell is going on here? And now being a part of that, it's such a dream come true, and such a, every day playing with Ted is the ultimate 10 in playing music. After playing with Ted, I went on to play with Alice Cooper, and now I play with Rob Zombie. I play with whoever gives me a check. Ted asked me to come down here and play on his record, which any time Ted calls, I'm there. I look at it as the creative end, as I know what my job is as a drummer, and I know what Ted wants out of me. So very rarely does he, he might say, I'm looking for a little more of this, I'm looking for a little more in this, and that's about it. And I know where he's going. I kind of know what he wants. So it's kind of more of an unspoken thing. In my experience, Ted he's not changed a bit. I've never met anybody more in control of their own style. Some guys, oh, this guy plays heavy metal, this guy plays pop rock, this guy plays this. Nugent plays Nugent music. It's in a class by itself. It's his own thing. So he knows exactly what he wants, and that hasn't changed. So it's just more of the same. And I think these songs the riffs are better, the grooves are better, and I just think he gets better each time out. The last record we used Marco Mendoza, who is so phenomenal. He's an amazing talent. And now Barry Sparks is playing bass with Ted. And I gotta say, being a drummer, and being a drummer who enjoys playing music and creating Ted's vision to the best of my ability, Barry allows me to do that because he is right there with me following Ted. None of us are on our own trips. We're all about playing Ted's music to the best of our ability, creating what he wants, and having this unit all come together. So it's never been more of that than when Barry joined the picture. Going on tour with Ted is just... every night, you go all out. From the second you hit the stage and the sirens start going, it's a full-on assault of, we are going to kill tonight. It's literally going to war. And I don't think there's any other way to go on stage. So seeing that night after night with Ted makes me do that, whether I'm playing with Rob Zombie, whether I'm playing with Alice Cooper, whether I'm playing in a club, whether I'm playing in an arena. There's only one way to approach playing music. And it's not about, playing loud or playing soft. It's your attitude and the spirit that you project into it, and the heart that every night is giving it your all. And Ted is the ultimate example of that. Jack Blades. Well, Jack Blades and Ted, of course, played together in the Damn Yankees, and they created some unbelievable songs together. It was a perfect melding of the riffs and the harmonies and the songs, and it combined into a masterpiece. And Ted decided to bring Jack Blades in, and I think that tradition with the Damn Yankees is going to be carried into Ted's music. With Ted's riffs and his musical ideas, Jack just has a wonderful musical ear to take a step back as we're playing the music and go, you know what, I'm hearing this. And this, it may be a minute thing, it may be a big song-changing thing, but those little things can make the difference between a great song and just a great idea. So he puts it into the song. He makes things great songs, and I think that's what we're all after, and Jack is a master of that. So he's bringing things to a whole nother level. Let's just make all we can. I don't want to stop. I'm supposed to go home in a couple days. I don't want to go home. Don't send me home, Ted. This sucks. Going home sucks. These, I want this, I want those, and I want that. Forever. That's all I want. And a lot of money.
Hi, I'm Barry Sparks, the Ted Nugent Band. How you doing today? When I was a kid, there was only a few guys I idolized: Aerosmith, Kiss, Ted Nugent. So the first time I played Stranglehold was like Christmas Day when you're 10 years old for me. I played with a lot of other bands, UFO, Scorpions, things like that. But playing with Ted, though, is like the rhythm and blues all combined into the rock thing. I love it. It's definitely Ted's band, Ted's music, but he lets us all put our own mark on things, and I think me and Tommy know what Ted's music needs. So, but I think I get to stretch out a bit more. Some of my favorite players like Entwistle and Squire and these guys, they always played a lot and, and never stepped on things. But the cool thing about Ted is he likes, the walking bass lines, the more slick playing, where a lot of other guys, you can't do that. They want something very simple, which sometimes is what you need. But with Ted, he likes the spontaneity and the soul of his music, and I just it's a blast for me. I love it. One lesson I've learned definitely is that to go with your first instinct on things. And when you were jamming here, a lot of the greatest stuff was the first time we played it. Some of the greatest bass lines that I've come up with on it is the stuff I didn't think about. I just went for it, and I think there's a lot to say for that. Ted's the kind of guy that you definitely want to keep out of his way, but he doesn't want to keep you in a box or keep you, he wants the whole thing to erupt, He wants everybody out there rocking. This is the way it should be done, and this is I've always thought that I was born in the wrong time, because late 60s and 70s, I believe it was probably like this. And I think nowadays you go into a studio and, and you just dissect everything, and then by the end of it, you lose all this spark and magic that we have as just jamming in this room and just going for it. That's where it's at. Jack's a wonderful guy. It's great for me because growing up as a kid, all these bands, Damn Yankees, Night Ranger, Ted Nugent, all this stuff this was happening when I was in high school, and so I still haven't lost the excitement of all this, of playing with these guys who I idolize. So it's awesome.